guys, welcome back and thank you for joining me. I'm so excited to share this demo today, mostly because I've been hanging on to this wreath until I filmed this so that I could finally hang it up. So now it's almost time for me to finally display this beautiful wreath. So I'm going to show you how to make this Dollar Tree DIY wreath. This particular one would have cost $9 total because I used 5 bunches of $1 peonies from the Dollar Tree, and then the foam wreath form on the back I think was about $4 at Michael's Crafts. You can also get a wreath form at the Dollar Tree, which would be $1. It's going to be a little bit smaller than this one. This is a 12-inch. So the Dollar Tree ones are probably more like 6 or 8 inches, but it depends on the look you're going for. So again, this one was 5 bunches of peonies. And when I went to get supplies to do this demo, guess what? No more peonies. So what I ended up getting was dahlias, and I got 4 bunches of these, which will probably be just about enough. But just in case that doesn't quite fill up the space that we need, I also got a couple bunches of these white poppies that I can intersperse as well. And then again, I just have another one of these 12-inch foam wreaths from Michael's Crafts. So let's go ahead and get started and I will show you everything else that you'll need. Okay, so we're also going to need a glue gun, a hot glue gun, and you'll want some glue sticks for that. You can get these at the dollar store too. Depending on the type of flowers you choose, you might need a pair of scissors. And we're also going to need a piece of twine or some kind of string, which will be the what we hang our wreath with. So I'm actually going to start by putting that on. So I'm just going to tie this into a loop, and then I'm going to just wrap it around the top of the wreath and pull it through. So that's going to be our hanging loop. That's actually something I wish I had done as the first step with my other wreath, but I waited until after I had all the flowers on, which made it a little trickier. Also, while the hot glue gun is warming up here, I'm also going to start preparing my flowers. So with these bunches of flowers, you only want the actual tip of the flower. And you can see there's kind of a separate plastic piece that usually just, pops right off. So you want to keep this little green stem piece on the end of the flower if you can, because that's going to be what we use to connect it to the wreath. But otherwise you can just pop them all right off of their stems, and they usually just pull off pretty nicely. But if they don't, that's what the scissors are for. If you pull off some leaves too, that's no problem, because we're going to use these also to fill in some of the spaces. So you might actually want to pull those off as well and make yourself a separate little leaf pile. And those should pull off just as easily as the flowers do. They'll just slide right off of their stems. Now when I made my peony wreath, obviously they're all the same type of flower, but the peonies came in a larger and smaller size. So the way I laid them out, I put all the large ones on the wreath first, then I filled in with the small ones around the sides, and then finally I filled in any remaining bald spots with the green leaves. And so it's a really lush, filled in looking wreath. What I'm going to do with the dahlias and poppies is I'm going to start with the dahlias because I have majority of those. Then I'm going to fill in any empty spaces with the poppies, and then any remaining bald spots will get one of the dahlia leaves. So because this is foam, you really can just use the green stem piece that you hopefully kept on your flowers to just sort of puncture its way right into the foam wreath form. So I'm just going to, since this is the top, since it has the hanging string on it, I'm just going to start toward the top and poke myself a hole. Then I take it out of that hole, just put on a dot of hot glue, that's really all you need, and then put it back into the hole. And so now that will really hold it securely in that hole. So I'm just going to go around and kind of fill in most of the rest of the way around with these pink dahlias. Make sure that there was good distribution. What I did as I went around was I did one on the front of the wreath, one kind of more toward the outside, and then one more toward the inside of the circle of the wreath. So top, outside, inside, top, outside, inside, top, or sorry, outside, and then we're back to the top. So you can see we have a bit more space to fill in. We also have a few more dahlias. So I'm going to use those up by filling in a few more of these areas on the wreath. Okay, so we're out of dahlias. It's looking pretty nice, it's pretty lush, but there's still quite a few bald spots. So I really like the look of having all one flower, and if there had been any more dahlias at the dollar store that day, I would have just bought all dahlias, but they didn't have that. So I'm going to fill in these remaining bald patches with the white poppies, and then any last small bald spots we'll fill in with those leaves. Looking pretty good. It's a pretty nice kind of random distribution of the flowers. There's still a few more of the little bald spots. So I'm going to go in now with the leaves that I pulled off the dahlias and use them to fill in these remaining little areas. And you can do that the same way. They have a little green stem piece just like the flowers did, so you can just punch it into the foam and then add a little bit of hot glue to hold it in place. Looking really full. I am running out of places to add more leaves, so I think I'm going to call this done at the moment. The last little thing you can do is clean up the little threads of glue that might have gotten stuck to some of the flowers. They just look kind of cobwebby on here, which if it's not a Halloween theme that you're going for, you probably want to pull those off. So here's a little bit of a comparison. This is my original peony wreath. Here is the one that I just made with dahlias and poppies. They are both beautiful spring, summer wreaths to hang on your door or a wall. You can wear it as a crown. My one recommendation when you're choosing flowers, of course you can just pick your favorite ones or your favorite color, but I do recommend using the ones that are like bigger and fluffier and fuller, because it'll just be easier to fill in the space of that wreath. If you use little tiny flowers, you're gonna have to use a ton of them if you want this full, lush look. But overall, I'm really happy with this. I am excited to hang one of these on my front door, and I might actually hang one of them on my office wall, because while I've been waiting to make this video, I've had this just kind of sitting in my office and it's looked so pretty there, so I might just take this upstairs and hang it. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you like these sorts of things, don't forget, first of all, to like this video and let me know. Leave a comment and leave me some comments if you have any suggestions of your own, or if there's anything else that you'd like to see, any other kind of dollar store craft DIYs. And also don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I post new content every week, and I'm sure if you enjoyed this, you will enjoy the other videos that I produce. Thanks for watching.